Testing, and we're live.
It's real late in LA, and this is the Life and Times.
Life and Times, baby.
So we made it.
We did, all right?
We did it. We put a pillow on the door, because we don't own this property at all.
No L's this time, all right?
Kinda.
Narrowly.
I lost a wire or two, but it's through the wire, if you didn't listen to Kanye. Shout out Chicago. Shout out our guests. How are you doing, sir? Welcome to the Life and Times.
Yo, what's up?
What's going on, man? How are you doing tonight?
Yo, man, I'm doing pretty good, man. Thank you for having me. Appreciate y'all inviting me onto the show. Trying to see what's cracking.
For sure. I mean, bro, I'm glad you spun the block productively with us. That's the only block spinning I'm doing, productive block spinning. Yeah. Like for my insurance or something. But last time he was here, we went through the Life and Times. We built character, got our just rewards, and we're here now.
Yeah.
Thank you for spinning the block.
Thank you, dude.
Look, man, it's just, yo, sometimes it gets
try to get
hot.
a little closer.
I gotta get a little closer. Can you hear me now? Can we
Yes,
hear
sir.
me now?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, there we go.
Sorry about that.
No, we good. What's
People don't like when I tell them. They don't like it, bro. I'm like, damn, man, we got to record your voice, though.
Nah, I feel that.
But, yeah, man, we made it here. And here at the Life and Times podcast, we do like to do a mental health check. So how are you feeling from a 1 to 10, Aaron?
I'm vibing at a 7. All right, this week.
Good shit.
Vibing at a 7 this week. Yeah, dude. Straight up vibing.
Good shit. How are you feeling, my man?
I'm gonna say a solid. Damn, I don't want to copy my man's, but yeah, I'm gonna say a solid like 6, 7. Like teetering, but
That's
how
his
the game
life.
go.
Yeah. Me, myself, I'm at an 8. I like to one-up people habitually. That's like what I like to do. So you guys are on a 7. I was like, yeah, I'm definitely going up.
Nah, we're at an 8.
No, it's too late, man. It's too late.
All of a
Can't
sudden.
change it.
I'm full 10.
Guys, we have video now. There's no way anybody can make me lose an argument now.
Raw, help us.
Right, don't help them.
Can't
Get
I
in
just
here,
say
help.
scratch that?
See, that was a stipulation, right? That was a stipulation in the contract and, handshake deals. Life and Times.
It's Life and Times.
But no, I'm feeling like at an 8, bro. A lot of
good, bro.
stuff is coming my way. Making more smeckles on the way.
Yep.
A lot of things for the podcast is on the way. And it really, hard work works.
It does. Pays off.
It really pays off. Year 2, we got our dues, but we're on our side of the things. Like, things are going better. Because I remember when things were worse. I had a big scare. I talked about it on the smoke session, but like, it was a gun, nearby my face. Pressure.
Yeah, dude.
A lot of pressure.
Yeah, I see a
Built
lot of
different.
G-force coming back.
I was sweltering. It
Yeah.
was a book full of character called My Life, and I made some money. But yeah, it was just like a reassessment of everything,
Yeah.
I was like, all right, do I want to still be in a situation? All right, have I gotten lazy in LA? And I did, bro. I got way too comfortable, and now it's time to push myself. And in doing all that, I'm getting rewarded for it. So, that's the Life and Times. But, bro, the podcast.
It can what?
It is now
Monetized. There we go. Right?
You see an ad,
Now monetized.
right? And it's on YouTube, and it has like our faces in it.
Right.
Don't skip it. Don't
Please
do that.
watch it. Watch the whole thing.
We need
right?
it.
Keep going.
You see all this nice stuff we got? We need more of
All
it.
this cool stuff we're in right now, okay?
This room right here, money, smeckles, dollars,
Smeckles,
coins,
right?
tuna, fish.
Cost smeckles.
It all does. But if you look at the ad,
And it helps out.
it
okay?
helps out so much, man.
Big time.
Please look at the ad. Please tap in.
Watch it all right? Put it on when you go to bed, all right?
Yeah,
As we always say.
when you go to bed, you just turn this on.
Turn it on, all right?
When you wake up, turn it on, tell people, tell a stranger.
Eat, sleep, live.
Life and Times.
Life and Times.
All right, enough of us.
Yes.
How about you?
Let's go.
Let's talk about your business. Let's talk about your clothing line. Let's talk about you,
Go,
bro.
bro. Let's hear about it.
That's a lot. That was a lot.
How did you first start designing?
Honestly, man, I first started designing, just writing, just typing that shit out, yo. Just like literally looking
Visualization.
at different fonts.
Yeah.
And first, that's how it first started, and then I realized I needed to kind of create a different dynamic.
Yeah.
And so that kind of led to a different standpoint on how I
It's all right. We do it all the time. It's no problem.
Yeah, no, I'm very like I'm a very handsy motherfucker.
Oh yeah, I'm a handsy guy.
We usually are, and then we
one
just
time
like
we were
knocked
talking
it out
about
so many
boxing.
times.
I jabbed the mic, so we're in there. Life and times.
Yeah.
Watch us. I'm sorry, we just got monetized on YouTube, Aaron. I gotta plug us.
We're excited, okay?
I'm very excited. Tell my mom. Tell your mom. Tell his mom.
I'm gonna tell my mom.
Tell our
There we
momskis.
go.
Anyway, back to Black Worldwide.
Man. So, that's pretty much how I started designing. From there, took off different designs. Now I'm more so focused on the branding aspect, trying to lock in on that solid image.
Yeah. So, like, how does it feel, right, having an idea, right? Like, just having one, right? Like, this podcast was an idea. Aaron's scripts are an idea. My poems are ideas. But after you have it, you got to start doing shit.
Yeah.
And I feel like that's, like, the hardest part, especially for, like, young creatives out there. You do got a couple years on this. So, like, how do you execute on an idea?
Honestly, it's developing a plan, creating a schedule, and then sticking to that schedule. Like,
Little discipline.
Consistency.
Yeah, like, seriously. It's really just discipline and consistency, like my man's just said. Because if you ain't got neither, honestly, man, you're
not going far, yeah.
You're better off joining them people on the streets. I won't call them anything because they all used to be somebody before they got there. So you always got to give somebody an opportunity to get back on their 2 feet without, discriminating against them. But like I said, discipline and consistency. Create a schedule, create a plan, and stick to that plan.
How's like an idea come to you, dude? Like for an idea, like
yeah.
like
so like with me, I get a little emo. Poem. That's easy.
Yeah,
right. I got some thoughts. Podcast. That's
listen
good.
to some music. You see it in a dream. Like when you get like a strong fashion idea growing strong.
Yeah, his stuff looks really cool.
Looks really good, bro.
Buy his stuff, please. Anyway,
plug.
Buy it.
Life and times.
But honestly, damn. So the way I get ideas basically just come from what I generally like. And I noticed that what I generally like, a lot of other people like as well, but I got to put my own spin on it. Basically, I like to manipulate different stuff. So, okay, stuff being so vague, let's stop saying that. I like to manipulate different feelings.
Feelings, culture,
Yeah, not even culture, just feelings.
Feelings,
what kind of feeling do you get when you look at red, black, and blue? What kind of feeling do you get when you look at all black? What kind of feeling do you get when you see really big letters and really small letters? What kind of feeling does that invoke?
Interesting.
So when I get an idea, it's about what I felt when the idea came to mind and what can I
express?
Yeah. That came from that feeling.
Yeah, I think I feel the same way. Like when I write or when I'm doing the podcast, there's a certain thing I'm trying to execute on, right? So, yeah, I agree with that. What about you, Aaron? Like, cultivating something and then putting it to that limelight.
It can pop up anywhere, bro.
Yeah.
It could be a situation. It could be a memory. It could be a person on the street that I see. Sometimes it'll just be like, oh, that's interesting. Like, what's that about? You know what I mean? Is there a story there? And pretty soon it just kind of begins to cloud up your mind. You're thinking about it way more and more. And you're like, ooh, all right. You start,
research.
You start to add to it, and it starts to build and snowball. And so, that's how ideas come to me. I could be listening to a song too. Music always helps.
Yeah.
But yeah, dude, they can come from anywhere.
Okay. Having the idea is great. Executing the idea is great. But when you start putting money into it, it's a little different.
It is.
It's a little different. Like,
moves different.
Like when the podcast, like when we fuck up and stuff, that's money out the window, bro.
Smackles. Wasted smackles. Like coal. Right?
I love food, bro. I love things. And, it all costs money, right?
It's like big Life and Times engine, bro.
I go home and I punch my heavy bag. I can't deal with shit like that, bro. Okay? You know how many shifts I work?
Bro, it's wasted. It's wasted. And you want to try to minimize waste as much as possible.
As much as possible. Because once you start putting money into shit.
Because those are shifts.
Those are...
Bro, that's
8 hours. I just wasted 8 hours.
It's labor.
That's
you know?
crazy.
It's man, I can't believe that.
That's mismanagement. That's time mismanagement, bro.
Honestly, that time is doubled. Because if you think about the time that you spent and the money that you spent during
Yeah.
that time,
Yeah.
that's double the loss.
Oh, double the loss.
See,
You can't get that moment back. All
you
types
can't.
of shit.
You can't.
Yeah, so make
You
sure you're
can't.
investing that time and that money very wisely.
Yeah.
Yes.
One
Seriously.
thing I want to say to everybody watching this and listening in, do your research. I don't
Yeah.
care what it is that you're doing or that you want to do your research.
Look
Yeah.
at people at the top, people at the bottom, people in the middle. How business is being done in your industry. Like,
Absorbing
take cues
knowledge.
from that. Like, it's,
Absorbing knowledge.
we have the internet, right? So we have to utilize
Yeah, so many
it, right?
tools.
Like, too many tools to, like, be dumb or deaf. Like, we got to know.
Yeah. You'll learn
Especially if
just
you
as
putting some money into it. Like, that's a little different from me.
Yeah.
So, what do clothes mean to you?
Ah, man. Clothes, honestly, are just like a status symbol.
True.
You know, like all the way down from the core. Like, if you got a nice pair of shoes on, you know, that means that you're probably coming from somewhere somewhat clean because you're going to keep those shoes neat at some point. Nice clothes mean that you at least buy nice things. So I definitely believe that clothes are a status symbol, but my clothes to me are just a reference of what I strive to be. I strive to be just me, like just me myself.
Identity.
So
Yeah.
that's
Yeah.
pretty much what it is, and that's kind of what Black Boulevard stands on. You know, building a community off of everyone's aspect, or I would say aspiration to become a community. So it's not like, so with Black Boulevard, I know that everybody wants to be black.
It's
That's
cool.
just the
You
thing.
know, the culture
I
is
mean,
cool.
and I'm not
Yes.
trying to say that they want to be in reference of color, but I'm saying in reference of culture, in reference of how hip, smooth, and collected we presume to present ourselves. But at the same time, it's very difficult to, I guess, connect with a lot of
Yeah.
Yeah.
programming
'Cause-
that's in your way.
You know, we're pushing a culture, right? You know,
Yeah.
we come from certain places, we behave certain ways. Like, the way we dress is inherent. It's not something that's, like, put on. You know,
Yeah.
I run into people who got J's on but don't like Michael Jordan or don't know anything about him. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's a disconnect when black culture reaches other branches of life.
Mm-hmm.
But people are, you know, participating. That disconnect is what we're trying to, you know, avoid and bridge on.
Yeah, and so pretty much I want to bridge that disconnect.
Yeah.
I want to just bring in a community where it's not so power to the people and not so one-sided, where it's literally just an open field.
Yeah.
An open field for
Yeah.
suggestion, inspiration, contribution, connection.
Yeah, I mean, everything black owned gets stigmatized at certain points
Mhm.
and pushed into one lane when it's a worldwide brand. Like, water isn't just for one group of people.
Yeah.
It's just a black guy that produced it. So, you know, that's what we're trying to do. You're trying to spread this like it's regular product and be viewed as worldwide brands. Life and Times is what we're trying to do.
There we go.
Did you just lightly bring up the genius behind the generators that create water out of oxygen?
Yeah.
Yeah, that was a nice push.
Yeah. If you know about inventors, black inventors, that's a whole thing. But, you know, I'll see y'all in February. Life and Times.
Life of times.
Life and Times. Hey, man, let's go back to the clothes thing.
Okay.
When I was younger, clothes meant everything, right? Like, it was like a big deal. Me and Aaron got some trauma behind this, right?
Yo, we
So,
really
like-
do. Like, that's the next note.
That was like the next.
Literally, bro. That's weird.
Listen, man, we tapping in.
Let's go.
It's the Life and Times. Bro, so like when I was younger, it was a big divide, right? Where I used to just dress how I wanted to dress, regardless, right? And then I went to high school. That was
bro.
out the window, bro. Like,
Yeah.
I literally, 9th grade, I'm wearing geek glasses, okay? I'm wearing button-ups. It was not rolling, bro. We're in the middle of the trenches. We can't be doing stuff like that.
Bro,
So-
Saint, keep going.
So I had to acquiesce. So, like, I started wearing better clothes, you know, better shoes, all this stuff, and people treated me differently after that. But you gotta, like, buy in. And I feel like clothes mean a lot to people. Back to what you were saying, it is status. But when you're young, it feels like you can't come in unless you got this on.
Yeah.
Yeah, bro. All right. Same. 9th grade. All right. I'm wearing like video game shirts, Pac-Man.
You just like video games.
I'm dressing up
You
what
just
I
like
like,
video
right?
games,
But
man.
what
You
I
just
like
being
isn't,
yourself, man.
it's not doing it, right?
It's not.
One day I had enough. Shout out Nikki. I was like, yo, mom, help.
Hey, Ma.
Yo, please.
Ma.
They're fucking killing me out there,
Get me
okay?
out there, man.
Right? And yes, got some new threads. And I did notice that change.
Yeah,
People treated you differently. People
it's-
talk to you differently.
It's crazy, man.
You see the
'Cause
power in that, like you said, it's status.
It is status. I wore an Abercrombie shirt when it was popping.
Hollister.
It was different.
Right? Boom.
It was different.
It was
Okay?
popping, dude.
Fresh jeans. I just got them. Shout out Willow Grove. Using all types of, literally, dude. I would literally get my check, right? And I straight go buy clothes. It went from books to clothes. When it was such a
Yeah, bro.
transition. I was like, God damn.
Yeah.
I guess I'm fitting in now. Life and times.
Life and times, dude.
Bro, I mean, we're creatives. What was the biggest mistake when you first started? And I'll go first. I gave something I believed in to someone that didn't believe in it. And I let them like fuck me up. Like it fucked up my whole interpretation of myself and my art. I was really it was already a vulnerable time for me. So like that was like
Yeah, it was not helpful.
It was not helpful. And there's no shame or blame on that. That's a business at the end of the day. As I started making money and doing things that make money, I'm like, all right, cool, I understand business. So what I'm saying is the biggest mistake is lack of belief. Self-belief is like the biggest thing. Whatever you're doing, whatever you're pursuing, no matter what and who's backing you, if you love it, go do it. Serious.
Integral, bro.
It's integral. It's
What about
needed.
you, dude?
But for myself, honestly, y'all could probably relate to this too. It was rushing the process.
Yeah. Yeah.
I hopped in that game and I was like, oh, fuck this shit. I'm about to get everybody to buy this. I'm cutting up cardboard and using house paint on T-shirts.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, okay, this will work. Yeah.
No, I'm lit. These the best poems ever.
Yo,
Like
I'm killing it out here right now.
I'm going to Target.
nobody's doing horror like Aaron.
I'm going to Target. I'm buying this little transfer paper. I'm using an X-Acto knife. I'm cutting it out. I'm using the iron and I'm just pressing it on. And I'm just like, all right, this will work. And then I put them up and it's just like wasted money. Then I'm like, okay, cool. Go faster. Go to a manufacturer. So I go on Alibaba and I'm just looking those up. And then I find a manufacturer and I get some shirts made, but the shirts ain't exactly how I wanted them because all I said was make me some shirts with this name on it.
Bro, first time I was doing my book, right?
Yeah.
I ordered. Now I'm glad I ordered it to the crib before I said, "Hey, everybody, go buy it." Right? The size was the size of a picture book, bro. No wrap. like it's bigger than my face, bro. It was crazy. And I was gonna sell that to the masses. That was, Nah, that's not very eclectic. Like, look at this. Like, I got Dr. Seuss right here. Like, that's not what we need, bro. That's not what we need right now.
We were still hype about it though.
No, we were gassed. We were gassed.
Yeah.
Like, look at this. I got a
Look at
copy
this
of
shit,
this.
bro.
I got a copy of my picture book.
You got some big letters. You might need some people that can't see. Nearsighted folk need some help.
I definitely gonna up the font, guys.
I'm telling you.
No, that was like a complaint. So I gotta do that. I'm sorry. Oh, life and times. Aaron, what about you?
Learning how integral a team is in filmmaking specifically.
Yeah.
I'm like, I was my nyctophilia. I learned a lot of real hard lessons through that
I was on
shit.
that set.
Yes, you were. Yeah, and like, but I constantly go back to the fucking lessons I learned in there. But how integral a team is. Sometimes you can't do it all yourself, and you need to respect roles and respect volunteers that are doing in your endeavor. Because specifically at the end of the day, filmmaking is convincing people that you should come and help me with my idea. You know what I mean? And there's a lot of respect in that, and I feel like I didn't have the respect then because I was young and fucking stupid.
Yeah, I mean, you gotta like
learning this shit. I can do it all myself. Just help me. But it's it stayed with me, and it changed my entire
Approach.
aspect and approach of directing. And I think that with my most recent cast and set members, like they would probably agree. Like, yeah, that was all right to work with you. It was hopefully you guys enjoyed it. Right? They're gonna be
No, they're probably
in the
watching
comments
this like, this dude sucks.
Yo, what the
man.
fuck did he say?
Nah, he was the worst, man.
He's the worst.
Cold
But,
sandwiches.
you know, yeah.
I remember that coffee. Man. I got some grapes.
Yeah.
See?
Ham and
Nah,
cheese
man.
sandwiches. You know.
Ham, cheese, some coffee
But
in the library.
you know,
It's
yes,
lit.
a team is integral sometimes to the creative process.
No, the team is everything. Shout out Ra. Shout out Aaron.
Shout out Ra.
This thing doesn't
Shout out
work
Ra.
unless
Shout
we
out
work
Nick,
together. It's like a whole thing.
It's the whole thing, dude.
Like I really had to get into that bag of like, yo, you cannot do anything by yourself. Like Jeff Bezos isn't doing shit by himself.
No.
Let's really think about that.
No, bro.
One of the
He's not.
biggest
He's
big
a
man
massive
speckled dudes
dude.
out here.
He's like a real life Monopoly man.
Real life Monopoly.
Real life Monopoly man.
Hey,
right?
wrong spot. Give me money.
Yeah.
Bro.
Crazy.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. And like he's not by himself out here. So like I don't know why we really gotta get out of this individualistic like standpoint that we are like as people. I know we're like lacking community because of apps and divisiveness and all this other bullshit, but we're better together.
Yeah. It's integral, right? And I would go way back to what you said earlier about self belief.
Yeah,
that's where it starts.
Yeah.
Because you're gonna find out early on, like, wait. People
Oh,
don't give
dude.
a fuck about my ideas.
Hey, isn't that the
Right.
best?
It's the greatest.
Hey.
But it is great motivation.
It is great motivation.
Nah.
Because like, why are
Nah.
you liking my stuff at 4 a.m.? What's going on?
Yo,
What you
I
buying
see
in
that.
on the idea? What's going on? I remember when I was 22, you wasn't buying in, bro. What's going on, man?
trust me, man. I got people that say they hate me still be like, yo, bro, what's up with that 20% off though? I'm like, here you go. Shit,
bro.
nigga, what's your email? I don't give a fuck.
Yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, do business, right? But like, I never forget the people that like don't believe in me. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, no, bro. That stays with
That's
you, bro.
extra gas. I'm not
It
gonna
stays
lie.
with you. All right.
Like,
You can hear 100 good things, but you don't remember the one like,
Yeah.
hey, yo, it was fucking garbage.
That
You're
was
like,
trash.
oh,
I was like,
damn.
whoa.
Oh, damn. Yeah. Now
Ouch.
I'm thinking about it. I'm like, you know
Ouch.
what? I almost had to fade a motherfucker.
Let's not get that on camera. Let's skip over that. Life and time.
Every time.
No phase.
Nah, we
Just
time.
business. We're talking about barbering.
But what?
Thinking on my feet.
Nah, man, it was just funny times, man.
Oh yeah, I
Yeah,
mean
but
people are
it's
funny
growing
as
up, you
fuck.
know, growing
man.
up and you're being an artist.
Yeah.
This is shit you learn.
That's what. Hey man,
Like, I like that.
that movie, she's just that not into you, whatever. Like, it's just like that sometimes. I'm like, damn, man. So you didn't like that poem, all right?
Nah, yeah. I've been around the block, man, a couple times. I've done the music. I've done the acting.
Yeah.
Now
Yeah.
I'm here.
Found
Learned a
yourself.
lot of gained knowledge. A lot of gained knowledge.
Oh, man, I'm about to utilize and
Yeah, bro.
opportunize. That's a new one for y'all. I haven't had that word.
There we go.
That's called the culture. A little seasoning, but life and time. hey, being a creator. That's
Yeah.
a whole thing, man.
It is.
Can't
bro.
really put that on the resi.
Yeah.
Can't really throw that on the resi, man. I got
It's
ideas.
hard, right? Trying to put up. Look at all the short films they made.
Look at
nah.
hey, look at my linker. Nah, bruh.
Damn.
What's your core skills, my guy? What's on that resi, my G?
Yeah.
It's funny. It is real. It is like the pursuit of something, right? Like you gotta actively do it.
But it makes you improve. You're like, so I have to make these really like successful. Then these
Yeah.
have to stand out enough to be on the resi.
Like I gotta be in
so
the mix.
each next one has to be better. Has to be better.
has to be better. Has to be.
We have to
bigger.
learn. We have to continue.
It's being a creator is spooky. It's enlightening. It pushes you, right? Like I've like given up, gotten back in, given up, gotten back in. So it's
Yeah.
like, it's very
Boxing
precarious.
match. It's a boxing match.
It is bang bang, jab jab, tie you up. You hurt me. That was
You
like
down.
my favorite move. Like
You
somebody's
down.
going crazy on me. Like, oh, what is tie you up, man? What's going on? Let's talk about it right here in the clinch. Like, what's going on? You angry? Like, what's going on? What about you, man? How's being a creator? Like, how's that lifestyle for you, man?
It's extremely exhausting.
We look
job,
cool,
bro. It's a job.
Oh, okay.
That's like the only.
Thank you.
That's the best part. Looking cool, people watching you look cool. That's nice.
Yeah, man. No, I will say that I will probably look like this once a month.
Yeah, I like the grind.
There we go. All right.
I like the
Life and
grind.
times.
To say, yes, sir.
Life and times.
Yeah, no, man, definitely. I spend most of my days, most of my nights working, man. It's definitely a very rewarding process, though. Like, for sure.
Yeah, I mean,
Oh
bro.
yeah. Oh yeah.
Aaron got off a shift today, right?
Yep.
I did a double yesterday.
Yep.
You know, like I got work tomorrow. Working the rest of this weekend, the weekend. So like working on the weekend.
Working around the clock.
Yes.
All right.
Like life and times.
Because when you're not at your actual jobs, you're planning.
You're doing
right?
this
like
artsy
you
shit
talked
in
about
the
earlier, like
background,
planning, all right, orchestrating, like, and then executing.
Because we got things on the way.
Oh yeah, no. Listen. I'm not even finna flex for the camera, for the viewers, for the listeners. I also too have a job, and if you want to talk to me about any numbers, and you're not making $100,000 a month, you too have a job. And if you don't, you're lying, because honestly, $100,000 a month is nice, but think about what has to go into that.
That's
like
a lot of
50
work.
of that is definitely going to your employees.
That's going right
double,
back to
bro.
the business, bro.
Like, you know what I'm
Double.
saying? So you have to really learn how to delegate and choose the best route for you and your team, as you were saying earlier.
Yeah.
Infrastructure, man.
Making sure that, because
Yeah, bro.
that's the key point. So even as a creator, you have a team of creators. How do you delegate who creates
Collaborators,
what, you know?
bro.
Yeah, who does this and who does that?
Because like, if you're all contributing to a final project and you're all masters in your domain, oh my god, bro.
So much easier.
In your
man.
bag,
So much
in your
easier,
creator
man.
bag, everybody's
That's,
like,
that's the
it's like the Avengers,
right
bro.
there.
Yo, for
Life and
real.
times, baby.
Yeah,
Little
but you
chemistry.
end up getting really good shit. You end up
Okay.
getting really good shit.
The best of the best. The creme de la creme.
You know, I want to say something on that real quick. I want to know, like, for real, like, who started saying creme de la creme?
I don't know. Some French
As
dude.
just
Yo.
like, no, but like in America,
Yeah.
like, who was just like, yeah, man, I want that creme de la
That's the creme de la
like,
creme.
I need that right
Everyone
now.
around was like, yo, did you hear him?
Did you hear what he
hear
just
him?
said?
You hear what he said, bro?
Add
Can
that.
I get some
creme de la creme?
It's a lot of sayings out here. Like, you want to really dig into these things, bro?
Yo, bro.
Listen, I got a family member. I won't bring it up, right? Right? Like, I
Yes.
won't say his name or whatever, but I'll tell you a saying he said to me, right? So I go in there, it's me and my little sister. She'll remember this. Shout out Nah. And we go in there, and we like, oh, man, he's probably asleep, right? Bro,
No.
he couldn't say I'm asleep, I am awake. Any of these things. He's like, everything with his eyes closed ain't sleep. I'm like, oh, man.
Yeah, bro.
What is this wizardry right now? Like, is this a troll
Yeah,
on
bro.
a bridge? Like, what's going on? But, I love him. Life in times, bro. That was just
Bro.
like, I don't know who cooked up that saying, but I didn't know what they were saying.
I heard like it has some, yeah. Bro.
Oh, fuck, fam. But yeah, man. Verbiage is weird.
It's interesting.
It is. I like,
It's tracing it back,
yeah. How about finding your niche? I feel like you found your niche in horror. You found your niche in clothing. I found my niche in podcasting. We find what we're good at, and then we keep expanding.
We keep going, bro. We keep pushing.
How long did it take you to get it?
The Grudge too. No, I'm just kidding.
Great film. Terrified of it.
crazy.
Great film.
fucking movie.
Terrified of it. I can't watch horror
Dude, it's
movies.
26. I was like, yo, bro. Bro.
But nah,
The
man.
Grudge.
Honestly, like I honestly don't even think. Okay, yeah, that was a tongue twister. But
Shout out Twister.
probably
He's a rapper.
when I was touring, doing music. I was always having to figure out which outfit to wear, and I hated every single thing I had to put on. And I was just like, yo, I need to figure something out. And from that moment, I started kind of developing what I thought would be a niche, but I know that I haven't gotten there yet. But I'm still on that path. But I'm going to say it definitely started from music because I had to figure out what my look, style, and just my overall essence was. I couldn't just be like perpetrative. I couldn't.
Yeah, you couldn't just put on something somebody told you to wear.
Yeah, you know, like that's why people, when they see me, they know the braid. You know what I'm saying? Like that's why when you see the braid, it's always 3 wooden beads or 3 wooden shells, and then a puka shell, and then a gold clasp.
What's the backstory behind that? Because that reminds me of Coming to America, the Prince braid. Just a little bit, slightly.
Yeah, no,
Coaching.
honestly, for me, it just represents like power and consistency. Like that's probably like the spot behind your ear is one of the like weirdest places to grow hair and to just let it completely grow and everything else shaved off. Like back when anybody want to talk about it, it's really considered just like a rite of passage. I don't want to get too deep.
No, I was about to say, I thought it was like a rite of passage type thing, you know, ancestral.
Yeah, no, for real, like
cultural.
Don't let everybody touch it or braid it. I cut around it myself. Only people that can touch it are the people that like know me closest, because this is my antenna. This is how I receive the world in a more in-depth form.
Oh shit. Okay.
Bro.
Okay.
It's trippy to say, man.
No, that's deep. I mean,
deep, bro.
I used to brush my hair a lot when I was younger, so I didn't have nothing in comparison. You know, maybe like, you know, my wallet. I don't know. It's different. You know, I'm not that spiritual of a dude. I think I'm like a money bag guy. Like I've been
in the mix.
Very surface. I got to work on that.
Hey, listen, man. If you want that money, you'll become spiritual.
Oh shit.
But it's not even about like, oh, you better believe in the Christian God, Almighty, our Lord. Like, no, I'm not finna. Hell no, man, bro. Like, trust me. Like, I was raised Baptist. Found out that my grandfather was Catholic, so all that shit blew my mind.
Yeah, I got a mixed bag over here too.
Yeah.
But I can't really get to it.
Yeah.
Sorry, man.
Nah, yeah, but for me, man, I just know that there's higher energy that connects everybody, and I want to
I agree to that as well.
I agree to that.
How did you find your niche, Aaron?
You just typically most of the ideas I have, right, are like horror centric. Like I've talked about this before too. Like a lot of my ideas would come to me in like nightmares. 'Cause I had like really bad nightmares stints in Vero, and that was like when I really started to like cement who I was as a filmmaker at school. And those like sleep paralysis episodes and like very vivid nightmares were contributing like heavy to my ideas that I was having. I was like, yo, all right. Yeah. So, you know, you start to find your niche eventually with enough ideas coming forward. You're like, okay, I'm in this genre for the most part, and it's safe to say that I should probably just focus on this.
Yeah.
Not saying that like filmmakers can't make like all kinds of films, but like certain businesses will look at you and be like, what kind of like what genre?
Do you do? Like, what is your best
thing?
Niche?
Like, what's your niche?
Yeah.
Comes back around. What about you, bro?
Me, I knew like for the podcasting, right? I was like, all right, I know exactly what I want to say, right?
It was there from the first day.
I got this energy, and I know exactly what I want to tackle on a constant basis, right? The mental health thing. That's why we always ask the question.
Been in there, bro.
You know, we are young men in America, and it just got into our laps this generation of focusing on what's going on up here. So, you know, I think that's how I got it. I think it's what you care about. That's your niche, whatever you care about. And then, like, as far as the poetry thing, it was just, first it was opening up, and now it's just, like, expression and visualize. Like, all right, this is where I'm at. This is what's going on.
This is what I'm great at. Like, look at this.
Yeah, like, check it out. I got some good lines.
Some really good lines.
We're on the way. Circus on the way. What can I say? Hey, starting a brand. Life and Times is a year in. We got business cards. We got stuff. We got aesthetics. Bro. We take Polaroids. It's real late in LA. Testing. And yeah, man. Shout out to business cards. We in business. We in fashion as well. Plug walk. Respectfully. I thought that was a dap. Sorry. We got that on camera. Don't matter.
It's called Two Birds with One Stone.
Great Drake record. But nah, man. How is building a brand, Doug?
I would say that is probably like the most important thing with whatever you do. If you're starting a business or just trying to sell anything, branding or building a brand is the absolute pinnacle of what you're going to be doing, because without branding, you don't even know what you're doing. You have no
got
backbone,
no face.
Yeah, bro.
You have no no body, no bones, no liquids, no skin, no
gas.
nothing. You know what I'm saying? So
you're missing the main things.
Your identity, in a sense.
Yeah, pretty much like what he said, man. You're missing your identity, so you can't walk around without an ID. So if you're gonna walk around,
Were you just rapping?
Man, that's funny, man. Don't get me started.
Oh, here we go.
But,
I've been waiting for my rap time.
Yo.
all right.
No, I'm joking, man. I'm joking, man.
I know. But
That's too much pressure. Like, I felt the 8 Mile effect immediately. I was like, hold on.
Nah, stop.
Mom's spaghetti, man. This is crazy. Bro. My arms did get heavy. Man, that movie was real. It was pretty, that was like a doc.
Yeah, stage.
But no, what about you, Aaron? You're doing your brand.
I feel like
Nikto
we were talking about finding your niche.
Yeah.
I've touched on this a couple episodes too. I kind of moved away from like a company and focused on myself as like the product in this.
What do you want to achieve? For me, I want to get big.
Yeah.
I want people to know and think about me. Podcast, Nate.
Yeah,
bro. Right? Poetry, I want to be up there with Maya Angelou and all them. Like, I want to, get to that level. I'm nowhere near it, But, like...
It's good to set goals, though.
Yeah, it's good to set goals and have something in mind.
Yeah.
So, that's, like, what I want to achieve.
Where do I want to be at the end of this?
Yeah, at the end of the day, I want my words to mean something. I want this podcast to mean something. I want the Life and Times to mean something.
Yeah.
What about you? What are you trying to achieve? Also, shout out your company before you start it.
Shout out Black Boulevard. Thank you for that. But honestly, like keeping it a full breeze with y'all, man. I want to build communities. I want to actually build a place where we can all go live, stay, not get burnt down, and kind of survive without needing any extra help. So with that being said, a quick little example is right now I am looking at real estate in Illinois that is just an abandoned town.
Back home.
It's down south. I'm not going to give no location because it's real cheap right now.
Yeah.
But it's literally an
Yeah.
entire town, which is about, I think it's about 40 acres. And it has like old decrepit buildings and plumbing and electric wiring
issues,
already.
yeah.
So all you got to do is just kind of build on that infrastructure, and it's really cheap. It's only it's less than two M's. So I'm not at that point yet, but it's something that I'm building towards, so that when I get to that point, I can offer sustainable living for people who can't sustain a living.
Yeah.
I mean, if I do get where I need to get, right? And I'm making the money I need to make, right? I don't see myself buying a nice chain or anything dumb, bro.
I'm sorry, I'm gonna do that.
I mean, of course, but for the point of my argument, definitely gonna wear a chain that's never show anybody. But the thing is, I want to give back to my community. I come from a rough, tough place. Mm-hmm. There are kids still stuck in that mentally and physically, and there's things we can do. And I don't know who's not doing it, but when I get this situation, when I do get the power, that's what I'll be planning to do.
You change your communities.
You change your community. That's the responsibility.
Like the end goal,
That's the responsibility. If you do make it, and you know how it is, you have to change how it is.
Responsibility.
That's
bro.
your responsibility, at least to me.
Facts. I always used to say this: if you ever want to see something change, you have to do it first.
Yeah.
Yeah, bro.
So that's the only time something's going to change. You can't make somebody else change so that you can change. You have to initiate the change.
Yeah, bro.
Self-ignition.
I just want people to enjoy my stories, I think. Because at the end of the day, when you make something good and you see that people actually enjoyed it, there's something raw about that you just can't replicate.
Yeah.
That's a feeling you cannot replicate. And once you taste it as an initial artist, you stay chasing it.
Yeah.
And I feel like at the end of the day, it would be nice to know that people will enjoy your stories and your art after you've left. And they'll mourn for that. You know what I mean? Like that's, I feel like the end goal, to just be a brilliant storyteller, for me at least. And, of course, to give back to your communities, because that is incredibly important.
Integral. I mean, what you were saying, like being remembered, I mean, anybody that makes anything, we're trying to be like, bro, behind us, we're trying to be remembered. If you don't know this painting, you should know this painting.
Yeah, bro, starting nice.
But, it's crazy.
Who that is?
It's not Van?
Then go.
Okay, all right, cool.
Yeah.
I didn't want to be like too like confident.
I knew that.
All right, cool. smooth life and times. Shout out Van, but yeah, we trying to get up there, my guy.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
Man, who were your biggest inspirations?
Oh,
I know fashion is littered with it. So just give us 3.
yeah, my
Top 3.
My it's not even in fashion though. That's what's funny about it.
Well, in life, too.
Yeah, no, for real. Actually, so a big part of my affirmations is from Malcolm X. That's where the X comes from in Black Boulevard, BLXCKBLVD. And it's not always about, picking up arms and fighting back. Sometimes what I've learned is that, honestly, if you're in America and you are of anyone, please just get rid of the violence. The violence is only going to give them more ammunition and more power to invoke all these new laws and to make them more strenuous on us. So I would say, please, just get your money, travel, love yourself, love your family.
Yeah, we have to build the communities that were destroyed.
Yeah.
And that's like a serious thing. If we really want to tap into it, my community destroyed by a lot of things. You don't want to get too deep into it because,
bro.
YouTube monetized. But
look, man, everybody needs to wake up.
yeah,
You need to wake up.
yeah,
Stop acting like you're the victim.
yeah,
It's okay. The victims are gone.
yeah,
We need to stand up. Come on.
yeah.
Come on.
Yeah.
We up there.
Collectively, as people, we need to stand up.
Yeah, definitely.
And there's so many people like they think they're separate, but we're really together. And we talk about this in every podcast. These things that you think are your opposition is just your distraction.
Definitely.
Yeah, bro.
I really, really like that, so I'm going to definitely coin that one day.
Oh yeah, I just made it up, bro. I'm really like organic. It's like Whole Foods, bro. I swear to God. But yeah, man. Far as like inspirations, I've read a lot of Malcolm coming up. Like I got on punishment. I was doing my jail time. I was on punishment for a year, so I started reading and stuff. You know how you do.
Yeah.
But I started reading that, and it really made me question how you're growing up, your environment, and then like yourself and your identity. And then my pops, and then my mom. I have a lot of influence as far as the celebrities or anything like that. Rich people are making a lot of smeckles. Anybody that's doing that.
Yeah.
But shout out Joe Button. That's how I really got into the podcast lane. He really broke up the space for black podcasters. He was the first person with a Spotify deal, and that's the video going off.
Yeah.
But it's all good. We'll just run through this. But yeah, that's one of those. Those are my inspirations. If we want to talk about inspirations.
Yeah, bro. Definitely like parents play a big role in that shit. Shout out Spillman. All right. I've talked about him in a few episodes.
Yeah.
All right. Sort of the initial big inspiration in terms of like expressing art and like really first tapping into that. It was basically like my high school art teacher. I'd say he had a big role in inspiring me. And shout out again, Chad Bernard. All right. It was a small town. You're the only person doing this shit.
Yeah.
Thank you. All right. You showed me it could get done. And those were my, I'd say, biggest inspirations.
Yeah, man. The pressure's off. No cam now.
We're back.
Sorry, the video died, the camera died, and it's the life and times.
It's life and times.
Welcome to the show, guys. We were
Let's
building
go.
character. Welcome.
Because I was sweating bullets. Okay, now we cooling off.
Yeah, bro.
right.
The video's off. Now, way less pressure.
man.
Way less pressure.
I could be
Way
more
more
myself,
like,
right?
Yeah, you can
Yeah,
like
just
actually
take a
conversate.
breather.
You're like,
Yeah.
You can relax.
Because they're watching me.
You're literally just, how do I look? What do I look like right now?
I really hope I look cool, everyone. I'm sorry I'm behind the pop filter, but I have to use it.
I know my head was shiny.
Hey, man.
Hey,
Doesn't
bro,
matter.
we're glowing right now.
We are gloating.
All right.
What's your process, bro?
Oh, yeah.
Man, that's actually a
Oh,
really
yeah.
good question.
Very
So,
interesting.
My process is extremely tedious and it's very long. So what I do is first, like I write something down. Like I don't just go on, put it on a picture or whatever. I write it down. I write down what, like I said, I write down what I'm feeling in the moment, and then I figure out what that means, and then I go on my little iPad. First, what I'll do is I'll type in my logo, Black Boulevard. Don't like it, so I'll delete the 2 letters. Might even put the word Buka on there. That's my little sub baby, right? That's my little junior. But
Smoke sessions,
Yeah, bro.
yeah. but yeah, no, like when I bust everything down, I finally get to a point where I'm like, okay, cool. I got it on paper. Now let me visualize it. Then I visualize it, put it into some type of form, whether it be a word font or I draw it or I find something online that's very close to what I need, and I take the inspiration from that. So clouds or flowers or skulls.
Naturalism.
Yeah, and I try to do my best with using the least amount of caricatures when it comes to my clothing. I try to use just actual style, actual comfort. So I'm thinking of how warm I want it to be, how comfortable I want it to be. Do I want this to be a shirt that you wear to sleep every night? Do I want this to be a shirt that you wear to the gym? Do I want it to be a shirt that you like put on every day because it's your most comfortable t-shirt? Or do I want this to be one of your work shirts that you go outside and work in because it's breezy but yet it's durable? So I'm thinking about these things while I'm creating the design because I want the design to go with the feeling and go with the whole overall vibe. And then by the end of that, it's like butter.
Yeah.
Yeah. The flow hits, bro.
Yeah.
The flow is amazing. I remember I was coming back from where was I? I was drunk. I was in Long Beach. I was coming from Long Beach.
Long Beach, yeah.
Incredibly drunk. But I wrote a fire ass poem. I sent it to Aaron at 3 a.m. He was like, "Yo, this is great," because he was up too.
Yeah.
I'm like, Aaron's definitely up.
Hey,
He's up there cooking on something dark and spooky.
Come on, yeah. Late hours of the night, it hits.
Late hours of the night. That's usually where I get my ambition. I like to go outside and like go do shit, get some experiences under my belt. I like to read other people's shit. Like I listen to a lot of music.
Oh,
Like if it's a certain mood. Like when I listen to Same Old Grief, like when I'm writing Same Old Grief, I do this like free project every year, Same Old Grief, talking about stuff I've lost and stuff like that. And I listen to music in that area, in that time frame when I was in that depth of loss, so I can get that feeling back. You know?
Do you got different playlists for different projects?
Yeah, of course.
Oh,
of course,
yeah,
of
bro.
course.
Yeah,
because like
yeah.
Same Old Grief is way more gritty than all the other stuff.
Yo,
like,
artists, let us
like,
know in the comments.
totally
all right,
different,
you guys got playlists for
so
projects.
We listen to a lot of Meek Mill, bro. We listen to a lot.
A lot of aesthetics. All right, you aim for.
Yeah, like this is stuff I was coming up listening to. You know, like when I first started writing, I wasn't even like I had a pen name. It was Troubled Youth. So like that's when I started thinking about those times. But way back, man. That's like a step in my process. What about you, Aaron?
I think, like I said, it comes to me first as ideas, you know, and you just kind of ruminate on it. You kind of like, or at least I do. Maybe I'll jot it down because I don't want to forget it.
Ruminate,
right?
That's a good word, bro.
Yeah. Just let it gestate over there, all right?
Over there.
You know, but you start to think about it, and pretty soon it fogs the rest of your mind up, and you can't stop thinking about it. And you start listening to music, and it starts building more and more. And then I start to structure it, right? Is it going to be is it like a short film idea? Is it like, could it be a series? Like, where is it going to fit, like, structurally? And then I'll kind of move from there. But like I said, I'm writing my first 2 features I've ever tried.
If
I've
you've
never
ever
tried
been on the way,
130
we
pages.
on the way every day.
All right, but yeah, that's just a little part of my process, bro.
Bruh. What's your stance on social media?
I am. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and put this on thing. Okay, because I know everybody want to hear this part. My standpoint on social media is, honestly, I promise y'all, please only use it for business. When you're using it for these personal effects and you are letting it cloud your mind with this illogical delusion, that's when it becomes dangerous. And when you start idealizing yourself to a standpoint to where you have 100,000 followers in places that you most likely will never really meet them, and it doesn't really equate to anything else in your life other than you just have a bunch of followers, it becomes dangerous to what we said earlier, your mental health.
Yeah.
So my standpoint is 50-50. I say that if you know how to utilize it for the betterment, then do that. If you want to use it personally because you find it funny and you know how to,
you gotta toe the line, bro.
yeah, you have to really understand how to use social media and not become so overly involved.
That's really well put.
But that didn't answer your question. So my standpoint on social media is use it as much as you want.
Okay. Hey, listen. As far as like social media, me personally, use it as a tool first, and then enjoyment second. Like I remember I was putting you're 19. I was putting mad shit on there.
You're putting everything up, bro.
I had
everything
thought,
on the story.
It was on there. There go my thoughts right there. Easy. Twitter. Follow
I want
me,
you to
please.
know what I'm thinking.
Everybody
right?
think about that. But it's just a lot going on. Life and times.
It's life and times,
yes, sir,
baby.
Yes, sir. We're on social media.
But
pick a social media. We do it, man.
I agree with that, bro. It's a tool, all right? It's definitely helpful for your business, like you said. And yeah, don't get too caught up into it because it, like you said, it can affect your mental health in a negative way.
Yeah,
but
definitely can.
Unfortunately, I guess we are in a time where it's like our careers kind of are like demanding.
Yeah. I mean,
right?
You can't do anything without having this thing.
You can't not have a social media. I guess you can, but like it's becoming increasingly rare.
Yeah,
and
that's what I'm saying. I don't know any business owner who
Yeah.
doesn't have a social media for their business
Exactly,
at
bro.
least.
Yeah, to tie it back with you guys, like, that's how I feel too.
Now, we have to talk about social media. We have to talk about shit we see all the time. Let's talk about the fall of Andrew Tate.
Yeah.
Okay, so me and Aaron are adult men, right?
Yeah.
Complex dudes. Right, like we've like struggled with our masculinity. I remember me and Aaron about to fight over girls. It was crazy.
Yo, in the mix, in the trenches,
like in the trenches of it, right? Like, and like it takes a while to grow up, right? It takes a while to mature. It takes a while to really know what you really going to stand on as a man. Now, this Andrew Tate guy, he was really into this realm of extremism, very extreme into a gullible market, and that was the scariest part of it.
Scary type of influence.
That's a scary type of influence, and like the kids are getting a lot already.
Yeah.
Right? And like dynamic socially is already bad, So like this shit is just more on top of the platter. And he lost all his platforms.
Every platform
removed him. So like, is that good or bad though? Like far as power.
Honestly,
so like you should be able to have an opinion.
Good dialogue.
I feel like you should be able to dismiss bullshit. Which me, when I listen to the shit, I'm like, oh yeah, most of this is bullshit, right?
Yeah.
I think it's for people who can't have the conversation, right? Like if you're traditional, right? Like you want this from a girl and you expect this from a lady, right?
Yeah.
You should say that first date. Not second date, not third date, not fourth date, not when you're in a relationship, not when you're married, none of the bullshit. And if you're open and you're leading a different way, you need to let your partner know that as well. Because there's a lot of people that like want to be in open relationships but never bring it up, and then they do some weird shit as the relationship goes on. There's a lot of people who are conservative but don't tell their partner that until they're married. So it's just like, I think we need to be more open and honest in our relations with each other. That's
communication,
like the
bro.
communication.
Comes right back to communication.
It comes to maturity because like an 18-year-old he doesn't know how to talk to a girl. Did you know how to talk to a girl when you're 18, bro?
No, bro. Not at all.
Like, it was a little spooky, bro.
Fucking up wasn't right.
It was a little bit different.
I was quite different.
I was quite different.
I was telling her everything, man. I was like,
I mean,
man.
like I was raised very differently. Like very fortunate for me that I was raised by my mother. So she taught me how to talk to a woman.
Yeah.
So I've known how to talk to women since
pre-K.
Since Google Gaga.
Man.
And when I needed something, it was Google, and then when I didn't want something, it was Gaga.
Yeah, man.
But no, man, Andrew Tate. Honestly, I feel very split and torn because I do feel like he wasn't preaching anything abusive. He wasn't talking to anybody, I guess, negatively too much. I think that he
Yeah,
wasn't
so like
trying
the
to be
way he
too
got
extra.
pulled off is like he was targeting, you know?
So the part that I wanted to mention on that is, I mean, I don't know what they're talking about because I'm not really into social media like that, like I said. But I do believe that everybody deserves a platform. If they're going to speak, let them speak, unless it literally is endangering people around them and the people that are listening. But I don't feel that that was the case necessarily. I don't know what he had been saying, but he definitely must have been saying something.
He said a lot of extremist shit, bro.
Yeah,
He said some crazy shit. And like stuff you, like when I hear him, like, oh, I completely disagree. Right?
Right.
But like, it's a kid out there, he's like, no, this is the Bible. So like,
and what you guys were like,
you know, they're using it as a script. It's kind of scary.
Yeah, and what you guys are talking about too is like social media. Yeah, you want people to have opinions, you know. You want people to be able to express freedom of speech.
Freedom of speech.
But when it comes to extremism, right, and the complicated yet manipulated use of social media by, you could say, like, other extremists or like other organizations, it gets real shady.
Real quiet, real shady. It's a lot of narratives out there.
So it's like,
it's a lot of narratives out
like
there.
this is actually good dialogue.
So like,
what do we do, right?
Why
like,
are we
do
focusing
cut
on
it?
that as well? So
cut it, or like, do we, you know, how do you navigate that?
I mean, listen, modern relationships, dynamics, that stuff is littered. Like, a lot of people are getting into relationships based off self-interest, right? So like, they're not really having a conversation, and I think that's the biggest disconnect. I think
Early
that's how
on.
you get Andrew Tate's, because that's the biggest disconnect between men and women right now. We know what we want, but we won't tell each other.
I feel like that was like a lot of the problems I had experienced early on too.
Oh yeah, when I was
like,
younger,
you just are kind of like beginning to learn how to communicate these things, and like you said, like, damn, it does take time to learn.
It
and
does. Time in relationships, and like taking it the right way, because people, like, you know, one bad experience. Oh, I'm a bad guy. Now.
I'm in my bag right now. Let me go on YouTube, and then, what do you know? This pipeline here is like, hey,
a bunch of videos. You don't like that? Oh yeah,
you got your heart broken there, kid. Did you?
Your girlfriend is broke up with you.
Come around over here.
What color is your Bugatti?
You know, and that's how it works.
That's how I get
that's
it.
How
man.
that's how that shit
That's
works.
how you get the Kool-Aid, man.
Unfortunately, deep down at the core of the things that people need to realize is that we are very selfish creatures. So we want what we want, even though it sometimes may not be good for us. So that's why we're in these situations.
Yeah.
It's not just about we're not telling people what we want. It's also the fact that we don't care what they want, even if we don't tell them, because they're going to do what we want them to do in our minds. And if they don't do that, that's when the problems happen. That's when we go seek elsewhere. But then we want to hold attachments and become selfish, greedy, very maniacal.
The human thing.
Yeah, the human thing. Yeah.
That life and times, huh? Hey, any last statements, bro? It's been a pleasure having you on the show, man.
It's been an absolute pleasure, bro.
Seriously, thank you for rocking with us. Thank you for rolling out with us with this shit, man. Thank you for the cannabis. It's legal in the state of California.
Legal.
Very legal.
Very legal.
Yes.
But yeah, man. Anything you want to shout out? Anything you want to say last? Anything like that?
I mean, not much, man. I'm gonna go ahead, let this thing get wrapped up. I'm gonna give a quick little shout out to my moms real quick for giving birth to your boy. You know what I'm saying? Giving me some air to breathe.
Momski.
You feel me? Shout out to all my niggas out there in the road, trying to get this bread up. My nigga T, Jay, Jeff, Jared. Who am I forgetting? Oh, no, I couldn't forget my boy Luke. You know what I'm saying? He does all my photography. Shit. Who I forget? I ain't forget nobody else, did I? And if I did, I love you.
And sorry.
There we go.
And sorry.
Sorry for the branch of life and times. Yeah, this has been an Immaculate podcast. Most of it was on video.
It's been a pleasure, dude.
It's been a pleasure.
Both times.
Any upcoming
All right.
Any upcoming events? Like, I know you got to drop in November, right?
Yeah, we got to drop in November. I'm trying to get it out there. I don't want to give a specific date, but we're trying to drop it 11/11/22.
Oh yeah.
If you want to check that out,
Angel
follow
numbers.
me on the gram at BLXCKBLVD, or go online BLXCKBLVD.com to catch all the updates. We got you.
There we go.
Shout out to anybody that's listening. Shout out to anybody that's
Shout
tapping in. Never
Shout
tap
out.
out. The boys are monetized on YouTube.
Monetized.
It's digital. Thank you.
And it's real late.
In LA.
Good night.